I essentially was always interested in political science because my grandfather was actually a professor of political science. And um, this might be really interesting, but recently I studied in one of my courses how people who have faced some sort of injustice or some sort of hardships in their lives are more drawn towards studying the different subjects that social sciences has to offer. So I am hoping to study criminology and political science with economics. And I've always wanted to study the different types of injustices and the different types of sufferings that different communities or people in different backgrounds have faced. So that's why I was interested in political science. And also, like choosing Canada was because there's so much diversity here, and there's so many different backgrounds. I've met so many people in just the 6 months that I've been here, and I just wanted to be in the city and enjoy the party life, but also the studies and the different subjects that the university had to offer.
Fantastic. So I remember while you were in the Heritage School in Gurgaon, you were pretty busy. You were doing many things other than studying. There's so many other clubs, activities. So how do you think it all panned out when you started looking back and chasing your passions and doing different things? What helped in making certain decisions or even putting things in your application essays or in an interview?
So I actually, during the entire college application process, a lot of my activities that I did in school really did help me because I was extremely involved in the co-curricular aspects in school, be it in leadership programs or be it in community service or doing internships, writing research papers. And that's where like Edbrand also helped me by really broadening my application in terms of the types of activities that I should be involved in, what to include, what more I can do to really make my application, extremely diverse. So, I mean, a lot of things that I did in school, such as being a part of MUNs or being a part of different types of events, really did help me and really did help me in making my decision because being involved in these activities was very important to me. And going into a university which did offer such activities and offered more to me really did help me in making my decision.
Okay, and so while you were also then sort of making your final choice, as in choosing colleges and courses, combination of sort of destinations and locations, what are the parameters you kept in mind while choosing a university? University of Toronto is very urban, very large. It's a public university. It's in the kind of not the capital, but where all the business in Canada is actually done. So it's kind of the financial capital. Uh, so were these things that were very important to you, or it just became important as you started doing your research?
So I did lay a lot of emphasis in doing my research because when you're moving abroad, obviously it's not a very easy decision because you're moving and you're really leaving your comfortable life and all the luxuries that you have back home, and you're moving into a different country, a different city, around different people, different time zones. So you're literally like away from family. So you have to consider a lot of factors when you're making that essential, like such an important decision for your life and for the next 4 years. So I didn't like lay focus or emphasis on the location of the university, the size of the university, the kind of programs and the kind of courses that were given by the university. But those things came a little later because I was more interested in like how is my life going to look like in UFT and after UFT. So like that is what my primary focus was. And more importantly, also the fact that when you're admitted into UFT, you're admitted into a faculty. Like I'm in the arts and sciences faculty, and I am allowed to take whatever courses I want to take. And like I have friends who are taking English with math or French, Spanish, that like there are so many choices that you can make. And they really understand that as a high school student, making such an important decision about what you want to study for the next 4 years and for your entire life is a very important and is a very crucial decision. So like that's what it really interested me, and that like this is the main factor that I kept in mind while deciding to go to UFT.
Okay, so also the flexibility. Very often, people sort of think of US as the only destination that offers flexibility, but it's good to sort of get that reassurance from students out there that there's so much you can study. You can even do a double degree or a double major or a dual degree program as you go along. So let's take a deep dive into understanding political science. Are you also doing more than political science? Are you doing courses, say, in economics or
Yeah.
philosophy? How does it work? Like, how does the pedagogy and over the next 3 years, what exactly will you be doing?
So, in order to graduate, you have certain requirements that the university has. So, it has a lot of emphasis on holistic learning. So, we have what we call breadth requirements, which are necessarily courses that you need to take up in every kind of breadth requirement. For example, I have to take a French course for my first breadth requirement, which is regarding language. Then there is thought, belief, and behavior, the living sciences, and the environment. So necessarily, you have to take like all these requirements to graduate. But like in my first year, I'm taking courses in economics, math, political science, sociology, psychology, which I never really did in school, but I did have the opportunity to take that in university. So you take like 5 credits every year, and then for 4 years that makes 20 credits, and that's how you really plan your courses.
That's great. How about things like societies and things that are related to, say, not just your major, but it somehow complements your major, the experiences that you could get. It's such a big university, so many student-led clubs and activities and societies obviously exist. You're also part of a sorority, I believe. So tell us a little bit about that journey. How did you like find your community, find your people in the areas of interest, more academic and pre-professional in nature?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I am a part of Greek life, which I was essentially like not thinking of like being a part of, but I wanted to be a part of just because of the ideals behind the sorority, which is a lot of philanthropy events, a lot of fundraising, a lot of social opportunities, getting to interact with women who are in the same fields that you are in, and really trying to branch your network. It definitely helps a lot with networking. And also, like, there are so many research opportunities that are available and internship opportunities that are available. I myself was leading study groups in my first semester at UFT. And like, there are so many different things that you can do to really complement your just the courses you do and just the studies aspect. Like, there are so many other things that you can do to branch out.